No. Hello students and friends. So today we'll start learning programming in Python, which is very important and prominent language nowadays. We'll learn about introductory part and history of Python language, features of Python, applications of Python, Python's interactive help, installing and executing programs, and how Python differs from other languages. In the first section of this lecture or tutorial, we learn about this in detail. Before learning about any language, we must know that what is a programming language. We interact with one another with some language, either it is English or some regional language of your region or area. Similarly, if we want to interact with computer system, then we should interact it with the language which is understandable by the computer. As we know that computer understands only machine language, which is in the form of zeros and ones. That is binary language. Computer understands only binary language. But it is very difficult for us to learn all strings of zeros and ones. To understand them and to learn them is quite difficult for us. Therefore, programming languages are developed. This is called low level language. Machine level language is called low level language, which is directly understood by the computer. However, in order to make it easy, then another language came that is called assembly language. Assembly language, in which some keywords are given which are called mnemonics. Like for addition, add is used; for subtraction, sub; for multiplication, mul; and for division, div is used. Add AB, sub AB, mul AB, and div AB, where A and B are two variables. However, this language is also difficult because we need to specify address of RAM where the computation or result should be saved. So it was also difficult to learn assembly language as well. Machine language was in the form of zeros and ones. We need to remember long strings of ones and zeros in order to write the code. In assembly language, either uh, although zeros and ones were avoided, but we need to remember the hardware addresses, either memory or hard disk addresses, in order to store the result. And even we should know about CPU registers also, which is difficult for a programmer to learn all these hardware configuration and their addresses also. Therefore, after that, high level languages emerge. High level languages emerge which use the language similar to the human language, that is English. They are written in English, and the keywords and words used in those languages are easy to understand and learn by the human beings. So those languages come under the category of high level languages, and examples are C, C++, Python, and Java. And there are other languages also like Fortran, Pascal, Ruby, etc. All those languages come under high level languages. And here in this tutorial, we learn about Python language in detail. It comes under high level language because it is having the naming conventions, keywords, identifiers. We can name them in the similar way that we use in English language. And it is quite easy to understand as compared to C, C++ or Java, and it is quite easy to code in Python as compared to C, C++, Java, because its keywords are very similar to English language. For example, I'm giving you this example. In Python, for output, we use the command print, which is very simple word in English. In order to take the output, we just need to write print. In C and C++, in C we use printf. In C++, we use cout, and in Java, we use system.out.println. So there are various and long formats in other languages. However, in Python, we just use the command print in order to print the output of our program. So it's very easy to understand Python language as compared to other languages. So this is a basic introduction. What is a programming language and why we need it? Now, history of Python language. Python is a very powerful, high-level, object-oriented programming language. It also obeys all the rules of object-oriented programming, which are followed by C++ and Java. It was developed by Guido van Rossum during 1985 to 1990 at the National Research Institute for the Mathematics and Computer Science in Netherlands. It is a derivative of several other languages such as ABC, Modulo 3, C, C++, Algol 68, Smalltalk, and Unix shell. ABC is a general purpose programming language for programming environment, which had been developed in Netherlands, Amsterdam at CWI. The greatest achievement of ABC was to influence the design of Python, or you can say that the base of Python is ABC language. The source code of Python is open source. It is freely available. You don't need to buy the license for using Python. And it comes under GNU, that is General Public License. Python is very easy to use language with simple syntax and makes it perfect for language for beginners. As I have already told you, its syntax and semantics are very easy to learn and understand and are very close to English language. That's why it is easy to learn. It is an interpreter based language. As we know that C, C++ are compiler based languages. Java is both interpreter and compiler based. It uses JVM, that is Java Virtual Machine. However, Python is purely interpreter based language. Interpreter means it picks the first line of code and then converts it into machine code, execute it, and similarly it then picks the next line, execute it, and then print it, and so on. And those languages are called interpreter based languages, where one line is converted into machine language. You should understand that the code we write is in high level language, which is an English like statement, but computer understands only machine language. Fine. So in order to make computer understand the code, it should be converted into machine language. Therefore, high level language is converted into low level language. High level language is converted into low level language, that is in the form of zeros and one. And this task is done by interpreter or compiler in some languages. In Python, interpreter does this task of converting high level language into low level language. In C and C++, compiler is used, and in Java, JVM is used for this conversion, for converting high level language into low level language. After that, we learn about origin of Python, why it is named as Python. At the time when Guido van Rossum was developing Python, he was reading a published scripts from Monty Python's Flying Circus, which was a BBC comedy series from the 70s. It occurred to him that he needed a name that should be short, unique, and slightly mysterious. So he named the language as Python. However, it has nothing to do with snakes, because he wanted to keep the name very short and mysterious. That's why he keep the name Python, and it serves all the purposes of object-oriented programming languages, and it is very simple to write and understand as compared to previous languages such as C, C++, and Java. Now we'll discuss features of Python. Features of Python. The Python language exhibits numerous features, which are, it's a beginner's language. Beginners means it is very easy to learn and understand. That's why we can say it's a beginner's language. Python is a great language for beginners, beginner level programmers, which supports the development of a wide range of applications from simple text processing to web browsers to games. So you can develop all these applications in Python. It is very easy to learn. It has a simple structure, a few keywords, and clearly defined syntax. It is very easy to read. It is clearly defined language, that is non-programmer understands it very easily. Easy to maintain. The source code of Python language is quite easy to maintain. And next is interpreted. which we have already discussed. It is interpreter-based language. That means it does not need to compile the code before executing the program, similar to Perl, PHP, C or C++. Python has built-in debugging feature. Interactive. Python programs can be directly written to the Python prompt, by which user directly interacts with the interpreter. This thing we'll discuss in detail. Interactive means we can write Python programs directly on the command prompt, as well as we can write scripts also. So both options are available in Python, interactive mode as well as script mode. Next is object-oriented. It supports object-oriented style of programming that encapsulates code with objects. That means all the features of object-oriented programming, that means encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, etc., all are embedded in Python language. OOP breaks up code into several units that pass messages back and forth using classes. Next is versatile. It's a versatile language. Python modules are capable to work with multiple operating systems and user interfaces, including images and sounds. So it can work with Unix, Linux, Mac, and we can also use graphics, sound, and videos in Python. So it is a versatile language. Next is broad standard library. Python has a huge set of library by which you can perform from simple to complex tasks by using those libraries, such as you can perform GUI programming, web programming, network programming, etc. in Python by using respective packages from library. Python language's bulk library is portable and cross-platform compatible with Unix, Windows, and Macintosh. Next is interactive mode. Python language has support for interactive mode, which allows interactive text testing and debugging of code. This is already discussed in interactive feature above. Next is portable. Python language can be executed on wide variety of hardware platforms such as Mac, Unix, Linux, and has similar interfaces on all the platforms. Databases. Python language provides the facility of interfaces to all major commercial databases such as MySQL, SQL Server, Oracle, DB2, etc. GUI programming. Python provides graphical user interface applications that can be created and ported to many system calls, libraries, and Windows systems such as Windows MFC, Mac, and X Windows system of Unix. So it also supports GUI programming. Next is scalable. It provides the better structure and support for large programs. So you can make a very small to huge lines of code in Python. There is no limit. So these are some of the important features of Python, due to which it is very prominent and important language nowadays. Now we'll discuss some of the limitations of Python. Although it is having a huge amount of features, it contains certain limitations also, which are it is an interpreter based language, therefore it is bit slower than compiler based languages, because every language, high level language, needs to convert high level code into machine code. So the conversion becomes a bit slower due to this conversion. That's why we can say that obviously it is slower than machine language or assembly language. Since Python is high-level language like C, C++, or Java, it also uses many layers to communicate with the operating system and the computer hardware. It is aligned with the first point, because we need to go to the hardware such as RAM in order to process our data. So we need conversion from high-level language, that is high-level syntaxes, to low-level machine code. So that is why it is a bit slower, and it needs many layers to communicate with the OS. Next is graphic intensive applications such as games make the program to run slower. It is true for every language, because if we use high graphics in a program, then it may be little slower. If our RAM is less, the system's RAM is less, then it will take more time to execute. So these are a few limitations of Python. Now, major applications of Python. The list of companies that use Python include the following. Yahoo used it for Yahoo Maps, Google for its search engine and Spider, Linux Weekly News published by using web application written in Python. You can see that there are news displayed in your system if you are using Unix or Linux, and their code is written in Linux. Their code is written in Python. Industrial Light and Magic, used in production of special effects for movies such as The Phantom Menace and The Mummy Returns. And for designing certain graphics also, Python language is used. So till now, we have discussed about various features, limitations, and applications of Python. And before that, we have discussed what is a programming language. In the next lecture, we'll discuss how to get and install Python in your system.